Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show.
Today we're starting a show where Eve, as a simulation to pulling the harrow down this corridor, this is our compost in the middle. It's drying out nicely, but rain is due tomorrow. So today we're gonna just do it with this stone boat. And we have added some weight to the stone boat to make it a little bit more realistic of the harrow pulling in maybe something that's gonna grab. The stone boat, of course, is gonna slide nice, but we're adding that concrete block just to make sure that Eve is gonna be predictable. We've got Andrea at the drive lines, Kyle at the head, and we're going to go up and down this corridor along the compost, which is no longer deep and slippery like it used to be. And we're going to try to show you that fact. By the way, Eve is willing to go down the compost path. This is our homemade compost. Okay, let's go up and back.
Step up.
Whenever we try something new, we always try to have somebody at the head, just in case there's concern by the farming draft animal. Head control is extremely important when you're training for farming and pulling. And it should be somebody with some strength and some experience working with a stressed horse. Oh, she's looking real good. And this is probably the last warm day we're going to have here in Santa Cruz. This is the beginning of November, and we really think that winter and cold weather is coming. We know that rain is predicted within the next couple days. Today, we're lucky there is no wind. Yesterday, when we did some pairs driving, that's great. Yeah, let's do a haw.
Step up, paw.
Remember to slide your hand down rather than bring your elbow back. Good. Kyle, you can pull the, take the lead line off, but stay joined up. Join up, I've used it many, many times, is Monty Roberts' term. It means you're going to be there, you're giving the horse confidence, you're there in case of an emergency, but we're no longer attached with the lead line. Firecrest Easter Eve. My best farming horse here at Shadrach Farms, but one tiny step at a time to give her confidence in her tasks. Beautiful. Boy, does she look good. Well, we're going to try to pull the stone boat now. We're not going to strap down the weight unless it appears that it needs to be strapped down. We're just going to connect the tug straps with quick releases and see if Eve can pull the stone boat, even just a few steps forward. So we'll turn the camera back on when we're ready to pull. We're ready to pull, just a few steps. You see how the line of draft of the tug straps is straight. We've got Angela, who's handling the drive lines, straight behind Eve. You see that Eve's body language right now is looking quite quiet, but once she starts pulling this heavy load, we're concerned that she's gonna get spooked or distressed. So as soon as we say that we're gonna step forward and we're gonna say step up to her, I'm going in there just before we say step up. Everett is there. We're going to, if there's any trouble at all, and this is safety precautions, even though we have somebody at the head, we're gonna release the quick releases. But let me tell you from my experience, when you have a spooking horse dancing around, sometimes it's not so easy to get to those quick releases. Oh, and now the flies are getting, don't let her head down. Okay. If I just have 2 or 3 steps today safely with Eve, a successful pull of the stone boat with the concrete block weight on it, I'm going to call that my moment of resolution. So I'm leaving the camera on, I'm going in there, and we're gonna let you hear our commands and our comments. It's all right, Eve. Notice how I'm letting her know I'm coming. It's all right, Eve. And Everett, we're going to be ready to release the quick releases if we have to. This may be too heavy with the concrete block. We're not sure. But you just watched her go up and down this compost path where we're planting our Timothy hayseed. And it's not slippery and it's not too deep. We've been raking it flat. Okay, Kyle, you're aware? And Angela, it's up to you. Stay behind. I'm a little bit concerned about her back right leg. Let's move this over just a little bit, Everett.
So she starts moving in.
Yeah, I know. But let's give her every chance not to get spooked by the tug straps. These are the tug straps. Let's see if she can step up. So, Angela, with some authority, ask her to step up.
Evie, step up.
Step up. Good. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Good! Boy, was that a hard job. Let's release Everett.
You don't want to give her a little more time?
No, I don't want to give her a little more time on it. Everett's always encouraging me to do a little more. But you know, I take tiny baby steps. She actually pulled this thing 3 steps. I could see her tugging and pulling. I'm going to put these away and then show you. Yeah, show you what I was. Can you put this away too?
What's that?
What I was watching. Put it away there. I have to make sure we need one more person. If you ever do this, make sure you have 5 people on your team. We only have 4 today, but at least the weather is on our side. Yeah, I knew that the camera wasn't quite on her. So the tug straps are now stored away on her collar in the dog collars that we have on the britchet. When we don't do a heavy pull, we just let those tug straps stay in those dog collars and come down to the pull. But this is the heaviest pull she's ever pulled. And I saw her muscles work. I saw her legs dig in. I saw that she was being a farming horse and trying. But if she had slipped, or if something had spooked her, I felt that, especially today, the first time that we pulled a stone boat with the heavy weight on it, that we needed yet another person on the team. But I am glad to have shown you, and I think you saw it, even though there was nobody here to move the camera with her. I think you saw that Eve was being a farming horse here in our West Corridor test site, where before it starts raining, we're gonna seed with Timothy hayseed on our homemade compost. And then we're gonna continue working with Eve in other places that are similar to this when the weather's good, because she needs a whole lot of repetition, a whole lot of different weights. And then when we have a larger plot with compost, and the compost is the right consistency and not too wet, we'll bring the harrow back out, which in some respects is lighter weight than this stone boat with this concrete block on it. So I'm pretty sure that Firecrest Easter Eve will help us to do our farming without concern. Here's our next session with Eve. We are pulling the tug straps out, putting them through some dog collar extenders that I hung from the britchet so that there's a better straight line of draft. Everett is doing it right now, and as soon as he clears it, even down further, Everett, you're in the middle dog collar, go down to the bottom one.
But you want it the same as the other one? You only have one on the other side.
I know, but I think the length is the same. We'll see. We want to stay symmetrical on both sides. I saw this idea in an article that I read in my Small Farmers Journal. yesterday
Turn on
about,
or no?
and just leave it down there for a moment and go and do the other side. We sure would like to have a fifth person here, but once again, we don't. But this is Evie, so I think we'll be okay. But any horse can spook. And while I'm telling you what we're doing here for our next practice session, I'm also going to tell you about a wreck that was described in my Small Farmer's Journal that I read yesterday. It was for the fall issue. A wreck that was very similar. Okay, would you say it's about at the same height there off the ground as it is here on her left side? Approx. Okay, now she's standing still. Connect the one on your side. Oh boy, a lot of a big truck is coming. Don't connect yet. Not yet. I'm gonna wait. It's a garbage truck or a recycle truck. Before we connect, I'm gonna wait. As a matter of fact, this is a good time to tell a story. It's all right. Let's hold on to these tug straps. It's all right. I don't want these tug straps to be loose in case she does start running. I don't want them to get wrapped around her back legs. What happened in the wreck article in the Small Farmer's Journal fall issue for 2011 was a man who thought he had a pair of horses trained to pull a stone boat, a sled over snow. He thought they were trained. He asked for a G-turn up a hill, and one of the horses stepped over the harness pole, spooked and bolted. Then both of the horses, of course, became spooked, and they were running all over the place with the sled attached. He, very early in the episode, was thrown from the sled, and the horses jumped fences, and the trainer's friend was there trying to calm the horses down. The horses ran over her. She thought they'd at least swerve around her, but they didn't. They ran over her. They finally ended up back at the barn with a wrecked sled. Listen to all those noises. Very scary to a horse that isn't sure what those noises are, but let's watch E's body language. Her neck is down. She is an up-headed horse if she's very alert, but her ears are definitely listening. What bad luck for this truck to show up right now, but okay, it gave me a chance to tell you the story. The moral to the story is that this trainer, who was pretty sure he had his horses trained, said after that episode it was well worth my money to find somebody who was much more experienced than I was to help me finish training my pairs of horses that I thought were trained. And after that episode, he called them green because they really weren't trained. Here comes the truck again. Eve is watching. Her ears are listening, but I'm not seeing a lot of body language of stress. And the truck does have to pick up a couple recycle bins here, so I'm going to continue to talk about what I read in my Small Farmer's Journal. The man said, if you have somebody around that knows what they're doing and has been doing it for decades, it's well worth the money to hire them. Unfortunately, this is a small piece of property in Santa Cruz, right on the county-city border. And the only person around here who does this kind of work is very, very busy doing logging for PG&E, and he does weddings in his cart in town, and I haven't been able to get him out here. From time to time he does watch my program, and I don't know if he has watched any of these recent shows, but if I had somebody to hire that was much more trained than me, I sure would hire them. That's the moral to the story. And another thing I realized from reading that article, and we tried it with Eve before we turned the camera on, is we have to do a whole lot of desensitizing with something like a pole. not only on the side of their legs, but between their legs, so that if they do happen to step over the pole, maybe they wouldn't spook because they wouldn't be scared. You can see that Eve is fine on it between her legs, but the next time we do pairs training, where we're going to use our training harness pole again, I'm going to take this piece of PVC, I think it's 2-inch, would you say it's 2-inch, 1.5 2 inch, and I'm going to have it nearby, and I am going to desensitize Sadie and Eve, especially Sadie, her daughter, to this feeling. It's all right. Ah, she finally moved a leg. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Okay. So you see our plan. We hope to move a straight path. It's a nice day. We're not in the hay test site because we've already planted the hay. The compost was ready to go, but we're right outside the hay test site. Similar footing. We're not using the harrow because we're afraid it will dig into the grass roots, and we don't want to cause that kind of pull today for Eve. We are using the stone boat, a wooden homemade stone boat that we were able to pull for a very short distance in our last session, and we feel that if all goes well today and we don't have any body languages tells us we have stress, we're going to pull it a little farther on this grassy surface. So let us, I'm going to put this training aid down. It's all right. Okay, Everett, let's connect. We've connected the quick releases. Do you see that the tug straps in the line of draft is much straighter, but not completely straight, not down to the ground. But once she starts pulling, I believe they will straighten out. I'm doing the holders here, a longer holder, just to avoid, if possible, that possibility that she will step over the tug strap and spook by it. It's all right. Oh, now we've got the truck on the other end. What do you think about moving? Let's try it because he's going to be coming back. Okay. We've got the camera aimed so that you can watch us if we move more than a few baby steps. And by the way, this article about the wreck used the word tiny baby steps very often. Do everything in tiny baby steps. Okay, Everett, so we're aware we're going to pull the quick releases if we have to. Kyle is at the head. Let's take 6 steps if we can.
Eve, step up.
Easy. Good.
Good girl.
That's it. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa. Slide your hand down. Be real. Okay.
Good girl.
Look at that. Let me get the camera on it. Everett, you can be releasing your side and then come around and release this side. The line of draft.
You want to release it, you said?
Yeah, actually, you know, the camera wasn't quite on the movement. Let's see if she can take it over that hump. Okay, and Angela, you're going to be real specific about the hoe. Oh, don't let her head go down.
Evie, step up.
Good. Stop it now.
Eve, ho. Ho.
Don't let her head go down if you can help it. She's rooting, so we are pulling a little hard. We're working with the hoe command on Eve. All right, disconnect now, Everett. Quick release. Use your two hands if you have them. It goes much faster. Good, and you could reach over. Okay, we've had a little bit of trouble getting an instant hoe from Eve, and we work on that all the time. Try to keep her focused. Can you hang up the tug straps now, Everett? You can leave them in those extended dog collars. You can buy an extension, but I just decided to make one out of dog collars. I do dog rescue, so I have a lot of dog collars and leashes. And now, Angela, before we turn this off, and not connected to the stone boat, but with Kyle at the head, I'd like you to walk around here under camera, and let's see if we can get that hoe if we can keep her focused without having her root. She's rooting because it's too long of a request on the bit. You want to do tugs, but strong tugs if you have to. Come on back this way, and when you're ready, ask her to hoe.
Oh, good girl.
Much better. Good. Come on back. Go around the stone boat, let's say.
Step up. Step up, huh?
Good. Let me get this whole picture. When you're between the stone boat and the portable panels, hoe her.
Oh.
Slide your hand down, one rein or the other, and get an arc, a flexion in her head.
Escaping.
Okay, let's go off to your G. Go to G.
Step up, G. Step up, G.
The collar's kind of loose too.
The collar is loose.
We've got that truck coming back behind her. She's rooting.
Has slid forward and off, so it's not, there's no control here.
Can you do the camera? Zero in here. I'm going to go see if there's anything I can suggest from my experience. Okay, what were you saying, Kyle?
The collar's kind of coming off. Yeah.
It slid forward.
Oh,
She was escaping.
oh, okay. All right, I'm going to see if I can do this. Okay, we're going to go G. Step up. G. When I say G, I give a little tug. Step up. Good girl, Eve. Stay behind. Ha. Ha. A tug, but immediate release. Oh, that truck is leaving now. That's good. Steady. Ho. Ho. Okay, do you see how I do that? A real severe tug with one rein only. Okay, now is she rooting? A little bit. All right, a little more work. She'll realize that if she just hoes, there won't be any pressure on her bit. Eve, step up. Step up. I'm going to make a sharp G turn. Stay in camera's view here. Now I'm a slight tug with the ha rein. Steady. Ho! Oh, that was perfect. Perfect, you see. She said, boy, if I stop, I don't get that pull feeling on either side of my mouth. So we could. Now I'm going to do it one more time. You know, it's always a call. Let go, as a matter of fact, Kyle, but stay with us. We're joining up. No lead line, but Kyle will be there, and she'll have confidence with his presence there. And I'm going to G. Step up. G. Ha. Ha. Good. Steady. Ho. That's it. She's getting the idea, but we sure need a whole lot more practice, and we'll be showing you. This could take months, it could take years, and even when we're quite sure that we've got trained horses, having read that article in the Small Farmers Journal yesterday, I'm going to always be careful and have help around. And that's all for today. Sonia Sokolow, the Urban Cowgirl. We're trying to get Eve and Sadie ready for the possibility of a harness pole attached to them. Eve is fine on feeling this thing on the outside of her legs, just in case a horse steps over. I want them to be fine on feeling it on the inside of their legs. And you can see that Eve is fine on it. Now, we did this with Sadie yesterday, and she wasn't so fine on it. That's Eve's daughter. So we're going to continue to do this harness pole simulation with Sadie until we're comfortable that she's not going to spook by feeling the harness pole in an unusual place in case one or the other of the horses steps over the harness pole in pairs, driving and pulling. Okay, I kind of thought Eve would be fine on it. Now just go ahead and line her up. We'll turn the camera back on when we're hooked up to the stone boat. which you've seen Eve do in the past. But today we're just going to do a little bit of G and ha and make sure she's okay on feeling those tug straps on the outside of her legs when we go G and ha. G being right, ha being left. So we'll turn off the camera and turn it back on when we're ready to pull.
Step up.
We're hooked up now, just as we were in our last session. I'm going to ask her to step up, and then I'm going to ask her to G, just a slight serpentine to the right, and ha, a slight serpentine to the left. And in the process, we may be seeing the tug straps touching her back legs, but I think she'll be okay on it, and if not, we'll quickly release. Step up, Eve. Step up. Step up. Step up, G. G. Step up, ha. Ha. Good, it's touching. Whoa, very nice. Now I'm going to go straight. Step up. Step up. Very nice, Eve. Steady. Ho. Woo. Okay, release. You can release, Everett.
Releases.
Yeah.
Good girl, Eve.
Good. Good. Now store them. That was really a successful run, a baby step, but we do tiny baby steps in this pulling training, and I am very happy with Eve's response to the fact that the tug straps were touching her in her back legs as we were going G and ha. And now I'm going to ha her in a big arc toward the camera and try to get a nice quiet ho. We've been working with Eve on that. And Angela, you can just join up. Join up is going to mean that Angela's there, but we're not going to have her on a lead line. Step up, Eve. Ha. Good. Loose lead line, loose drive line whenever possible so she doesn't root. G. Ha. Ha. Good. Ha. Good. Good. Stay behind the horse if you can. Steady. Whoa. Beautiful. Whoa. And that's our note of resolution. Wait a minute. Whoa. Whoa. Spoke too soon. Back. Back. Back in position. Whoa. Now. Whoa. She's listening to my voice. And she's rooting. She sure doesn't like it when we pull on her bit. Back. Back. Whoa. Easy now. Now it's a loose line. Whoa. Whoa. There we go. Okay, we still have to work on a nice, light, easy whoa, but she did quite well. She's improving, and we'll be working on it off camera until we're very, very confident that Eve is a good pulling horse for farming.
See more at www.urbancowgirlchannel.com.